Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. And in tonight's episode, I am joined by a very good friend of mine.
It's Caffeinator. How's it going, everybody?
And you guys can see that it is raining over here now. This is Caffeinator's new house. Do you have a name for this, or is it just going to be a house?
I don't have a name for it now. I'm not
And,
that creative.
right. And did you plant any of this stuff out here? Have you done any work to the outside yet, or no?
Just did the tree farm outside, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, you sure did. That's pretty cool, guys. And for those of you who are not aware, we lost the last server, guys. There was some kind of fatal error, a crash. And so you've had to recreate your little tree farm. Now, when you did this, are there any changes you made, something that you learned from the last one that you kind of wanted to fix or anything along those lines?
Just the processing method over here. I changed it a little bit. The processing of wood into charcoal. I added an extra furnace that I didn't have before, and I added an intermediate chest right here.
And that allows it to make coal a little bit faster?
Yeah, and it acts as a buffer because I was actually getting things feeding back into these furnaces that I didn't want. So I wanted to have somewhere to feed like saplings and apples and not have them go into the furnaces by accident.
Right. Because you were having a little bit of an issue with it keeping up with how much fuel that it had. But it looks like it's doing pretty well now. I can see that it's constantly chopping stuff down while over here behind it the trees are growing. So have you seen it run out since you started it or no?
No, I think before it was just running out because I had the setting missing, or I don't know, maybe the setting got messed up somehow, but it's working fine now.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. You do got a spider out there. Is that going to be a problem? Can the spider ever get in the way, put down little spider webs that might block your cart or no?
I hope not.
So you haven't...
With this new mod pack, I don't know. It's possible.
But you haven't seen that in the past. You haven't seen anything like that.
No.
Now, I am in creative mode right there, guys. That's why I'm able to jump around and fly around a little bit. I was doing that because I'm building a house on the other side, which I'll show you guys here in a little while. But we're going to go through all the stuff Caffeinator Man has messed with over here. And so you have this going down. Where exactly is that going? This little pipe right over here.
Yeah, this pipe goes down into my storage area. It's the first floor inside my house, first basement floor.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like the flooring. That's pretty cool. Did you use chisel?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Except for the outer border is railcraft blocks, and the inner is just.
Yeah, I like how you done it. It's a nice little design on here. I have yet to do that on any of the buildings that I've done. I've been kind of keeping it a little bit simple. And to be honest, I just don't know how to do this yet, guys. This is actually pretty beautiful. And yeah, it's just amazing how much you can put into your house. Now, what are these, just your regular working tables?
Yeah, I'm actually going to move all these tables here downstairs. But yeah, this is the crafting stations for Tinker's Construct for the mods.
Oh, okay. And I like how you put a window here so that you can see out while you're working on this stuff. Not that you really can. You have a little window in front of you that has all the options of the stuff you're making, but still, it's kind of a cool little concept. Oh, and you changed the torches over here. Is that chisel as well?
Yeah, that's chisel.
Nice.
Now, also, this fence is a carpenter's blocks fence, so looks a little different.
Now, there is a panel right here. Is that going to do something when you step on it?
Yeah, it's a pressure plate, so you can walk through here without having to open it.
Oh, that is cool. I like that. Now, can the enemies set that off as well, or just players?
No, it's set to allow only players to set it off.
Say, that's kind of cool. Did you have to go through an extra step to have it where it's has to be set like that, or is that just default?
I think that's the default setting.
And your top floor looks a little smaller, I think, right? It's not quite as big.
I couldn't remember exactly how big the house was, and I didn't, because I did everything in creative mode. I didn't want to kind of err on the side of making things too big.
Right.
I wanted to have it almost the same feel, or maybe even a little smaller.
Yeah, I think it's just one smaller up here on the top. I think you had two wide to go across the little balcony right there. But it's definitely nice if you're living here by yourself. There's no reason you need all this space up here now. It's just it's a little cramped if you're going to be here with multiple people, but otherwise you got this nice, huge flooring down here.
Right?
So this is your elevator system right over here, right?
Yeah, that's the elevator right there.
So let's go ahead and go to the next floor, guys. Storage and crafting. Holy crap! This is cool. Now, what are these gold chests? Are they better than the ones you had before with the little pictures on them?
The pictures are separate. The pictures are part of the Bibliocraft mod. They're
Right.
just little labels that you can put on any chest. But all of the gold chests, they just have. They're part of the iron chest mod. So the iron chest basically has as much room as a double chest.
Oh,
And
okay.
then the gold chest has, I don't know, about, again, the same about as 50% more than that, I think. So I just kind of put all these gold chests in here since I already had a bunch of chests in my old house. I didn't want to mess with it further. I just wanted to place a bunch of chests and be done with it.
Oh, well, that's cool. I like it.
I decided to start over on resources, but build up all of my housing.
Right. Oh, and you got something going on at the top too. So is that auto sorting up there for you, or what?
Yeah. So the first, let's see, the first two barrels up here are stone and cobblestone. Those are being generated automatically by two machines up there that generate stone and cobblestone. And then the next four barrels are charcoal, wood, apples, and saplings, which are all coming from the tree farm outside. There's one barrel that I'm not really using right now. And then there's another extra barrel here just to throw dirt into.
Right. Because you always have to have way too much dirt in this game. It's a little nuts at times. You just have a lot of it. Do you ever use that for anything?
The dirt?
Yeah.
I use it to fill in holes, or if I'm going to be doing a farm or something, I may need some more dirt.
Right. Okay. So just kind of a little miscellaneous stuff every so often. And then you built another one of these down here. Now, have you started using this yet? Have you actually made any molds or items from it?
No, not so much, but I wanted to have it available for crafting things.
And as you guys can see, it's a little, glitchy on my screen over here right now. I don't know if that is just my end or if that's the server. Do you see it kind of like flashing on the images or no?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the particular mod that's doing that, or if it's this mod pack, but I'm seeing the same kind of glitchiness with it. It might be just this mod pack is causing that, or the particular mod, because these barrels are different from the ones we had in another mod.
Right. And of course, if you find the right angle, that glitchiness goes away altogether. So it could just be a weird combo tonight. It may go away after a little while. But if you guys are seeing that on the screen, that might be, like he said, a glitch when you have all these mod packs. So if you're going to use the same one that we're using right now, it might be something you run into. Just kind of take that into account, guys. Now, you have some other stuff over here. The hopper. What are you doing with this thing?
Yeah, that's the cart assembler. I actually just recently moved that from upstairs. That was it's used to build the cart that the tree farm uses.
Oh, okay. So
So
you just kind of brought it down here.
Yeah, it's a modular mine cart that you can add different modules to and stuff.
Ah, and you got another floor down here. Resource and processing. Holy crap. Yeah, you've been busy here. Now, what exactly is all this doing right here? If you can take us through and just kind of give us a rundown.
All right, so the first two machines are a separate pulverizer and a furnace. So the pulverizer is to take ores and grind them up, and there's a few other things you can do, like you stick cobblestone in a pulverizer and it'll make sand out of it. And there's other things, but it's mostly for processing different resources that you pick up. Same with the furnace. The furnace is for smelting of ores and things like that. And then to the right of that, I've got another pulverizer and a redstone furnace. These two are actually connected to each other. So you put there's a number of ores that you pulverize them, then you smelt them. So I just put them directly into the first pulverizer. It feeds them automatically into the redstone furnace, and then there's pipes back behind there that take them into the processed ores up into the next room upstairs.
Oh, that's cool. So, what's the difference between a redstone furnace and a regular furnace?
The redstone furnace uses redstone flux. It's a power source. So instead of burning coal to smelt things, it uses a power source that you have to generate.
But you get the same items out of it, or do you get something different?
You pretty much get the same items.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much the same stuff. It just takes power instead of requiring you to burn something.
Right.
It's also faster.
Oh, okay. So there is a benefit to using that versus the other one, other than just the fact that you get a different fuel out of it. So, or using a different fuel for it, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you got these little magma.
Magma crucible, and then the fluid transposer. These two machines are connected to each other. They actually the left machine feeds into the right machine, and what the left machine does is it allows me to melt down certain materials. Like there's special crafting recipes that require liquid redstone and stuff like that. So I can put redstone into the machine on the left. It will melt it down, transfer it into the machine on the right, which is a fluid transposer. The purpose of the fluid transposer is to basically put a fluid into an object of some kind.
Okay. Well, give us an example. What are you talking about? Like a vase with water in it, or are you talking about something more sophisticated than that?
You could, as an example, you could make lava in the magma, and you could put a bucket in the fluid transposer, and it would give you a bucket of lava.
Okay. I can't really imagine why you would need a lot of those, but
No,
that's kind of cool that it does it automatically for you. There probably is a very clever, very useful way of using that. I'm just not very familiar with all the stuff that's in the game, so that sounds kind of cool that you even have that option.
yeah. So like you can kind of see these little red conduits going underneath the machines.
Right.
When I go to make upgraded versions of those, better versions that are more efficient and can carry more power, I'll actually need to build a container, a specialized container item that can be filled with liquid redstone, and then I will need to put that in the fluid transposer and put some redstone in the magma crucible, and basically those two machines put together will fill the objects up with redstone to make them function.
Oh, okay. So you already have an object in mind where you actually have to use that setup.
Yeah, and there's actually a machine downstairs, that needs that as well.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't know you could upgrade the conduits to, carry more power and stuff like that. That is kind of a neat little RPG aspect to the game where you can get the low level ones and then, sort of get better ones down the road.
Yeah,
Is it worth it for you to use these low level ones, or is the higher level ones really that much more difficult to make?
it's worth it to get you started, I think, because the ones that are in here right now, they're just like regular crafting recipe. You just take basically like things like glass and some of the metal ingots and stuff like that to make them.
Okay, and then the other ones are going to require a lot more sophisticated kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I say, you have to have these machines in order to craft them.
Right. So basically, you can't do it without them. I mean,
Yeah,
you might be able to, but it would take you really, really long time to do it manually. So, yeah, this sounds like the best method to use.
you really can't because you have to have a liquid redstone in order to make better ones.
But couldn't you make the machine and then just transfer the stuff manually to the other machine? Like the
But you
machine
still,
doesn't have to have the conduits, doesn't it? You can just put the power source right next to it.
you could, yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, you could do it manually. Like you're saying, that would suck really bad and
yeah.
really not very efficient, and probably nobody would ever do that. But it's kind of nice to know that if you didn't know about these conduits, you definitely could get away somehow. So all that comes down here to the sawmill, right?
Yeah, there's also this one right here, the induction smelter, and it's basically a more fancy type of furnace, and its primary purpose is to be able to basically melt two materials together to create a new material.
Okay.
So like you can take copper and let's see, I think it's copper and tin, if I remember right. You combine them in a induction smelter, and it'll make brass.
That's cool. So you are actually getting into very sophisticated kind of metalworking here, not just or smithing, not just the old kind of just melt down the material I find in the earth. You're actually creating stuff with this.
Yeah,
That's
some of the recipes. If you right click the machine and click on the little arrow in the middle, it'll say recipes in the tooltip.
right.
You'll see it's got 131 different pages of recipes that this machine can do.
Jeez, that is pretty sophisticated. Now, is all that stuff things that are actually in the real world, or do they have metals in here? I'm guessing since we have an RPG pack, they probably have like mithril and stuff in this one that we just don't have in the real world, right?
Yeah, you've got like adamantium and mithril and things like that, all sorts of different stuff it's not real
Right.
stuff.
Not yet, anyways. I'm sure somebody at some point is going to name a new metal, the adamantium stuff, but yeah, we just don't have that yet. And then you got the sawmill. Is that where the wood is coming down through?
No, the sawmill is. I don't have it hooked up to anything other than just this gold chest on the end for output. The primary reason I have the sawmill is because one of the mods that has rubber wood, rubber tree wood, if you cut down the tree and put the rubber tree wood into the sawmill, it will give you regular wood and rubber, like pieces of rubber that you can use for crafting other stuff.
Okay, and that the only way to get it is to use a sawmill to chop that up.
Yeah, when you chop down the tree, it will give you some rubber, but to get the most out of it, you want to actually process the rubber wood as well.
Right. Now you have other stuff set up over here as well. Now, what exactly is all this?
All right, so the one right here and recessed in the wall is a charger. Pretty much everything from this point onward is all part of Applied Energistics, which Applied Energistics is a mod that allows you to essentially digitize all your items and store them in a digital form. So you basically put them on a little memory card. So you can have all of your items stored in like a pretty small amount of space.
Is that useful? I mean, can you get to those items very easily, or do you have to like unzip the file before you can get that item back?
No, you basically access all of your items through like a single console. You have like an interface console that you can basically pull your items out of or add them back in.
Almost like a replicator in Star Trek, something like that.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it also has some automated crafting options, so you can automate your crafting. So you say, okay, I want a piston. So you just tell the system that you want a piston. It'll automatically craft one for you, and then you can just retrieve it out of the system.
And it would be using the resources you already have to do so.
Right.
Oh, okay, so that is it's pretty neat. It definitely gets into like the futuristic age where you just press a button and it makes whatever you want. I hate to say it, but again, like the replicator, in Star Trek, it's just kind of very, very easy for you. I can imagine a lot of uses for that once you get to that point, and the fact you had to earn it is pretty cool. So it doesn't really feel like a cheat, because you had to get to that point to use something like that.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of building and gathering of resources and crafting things in order to be able to get to the point where you can actually use that system.
Right, and then you really, really feel, not too bad when you kind of go into creative mode, because that's basically what that's doing for you, right? Is giving you the ability to just click a button, get the item you need very quickly, and then go about doing whatever you were doing, which is basically...
You still have to have the resources to make it, though.
Yeah, but I mean, as you look around on your place, you have a lot of things already doing that for you, just kind of collecting resources or automatically for you. So, I mean, I'm sure it comes down to a point where you have all the resources in the game you could possibly ever want. And once you have this thing set up to that, then you definitely are just, clicking and playing, which is kind of cool that you can get to that point without using creative, and just go in here and actually do it manually to a certain point.
Right. The other disadvantage to the system is that it constantly requires power, even to access your items that are stored digitally. You have to have the system powered in order to be able to access those items.
Well, I mean, you could always create, a really big power source. I've seen nuclear reactors out there. I've seen solar generators, and then of course you have your tree farm, which, in essence, if you had enough of it, I guess could power it, maybe.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of what powers everything right now is charcoal from the tree farm.
Okay. Yeah, and it may not be able to power everything indefinitely, but if you expand it, make it a little bit bigger, or do one of those other power sources. I'm sure that would help out as well.
Right.
But yeah, looking pretty cool down here. So all these inscribers and stuff, they're hooked up to that whole system to allow the computer to work.
They're not hooked up. These are all just for crafting purposes. So basically, the way I'm not sure if I explained applied logistics before or not, but as far as the crafting goes,
No, I don't think so.
you have to make basically they're sort of like computer chips, and they require a few steps to be able to craft them. So you need to take some silicon and put it into one of these machines that basically makes a silicon chip. And then there's 3 other machines here for three tiers of takes gold. There's one that takes quartz, which is part of the mod, and then there's another one that takes diamonds, and it basically makes another component for the chip out of one of those 3 resources. And so what this machine will do is you just put those 3 resources in this top chest up here that's up above the machine. It'll automatically stick it into the right inscriber, and the inscriber will then process it into one of those chip components and place it into this chest here at the bottom to the left of these machines.
Right.
And then this inscriber that's on the far left is basically meant to put those components all together because it requires a silicon, requires one of those other chip components, like I mentioned, the gold, diamond, or quartz, and then it requires a piece of redstone to make them all stick together, and then it puts the output here.
That's almost like making a chip in real life. I mean, yeah, not even close, but in the sense that it requires, the gold and the maybe diamond and something else down the road to kind of make it a little bit better. Because, CPUs, they do have a little bit of gold mixed in there to make that transfer of energy and stuff a little bit more efficient and less corrosive to the air and whatever else may be going on in your atmosphere. So that's kind of cool that they kind of mimic that in some way to create that little chip for you that then will work in your computer over here. So
right,
and
that's sort of more of another part of the cost of building such a powerful system as well.
Right, because they don't want to just give it to you. And like I said, if you feel like you've earned it, then it doesn't feel so bad when you use it, and really just create whatever you want, however easily you want, which again is what creative does. And I don't know, it feels kind of cool to do that. That's what I've been doing lately. But at the same time, there are certain aspects to the game where I like going the hard route. So I can understand wanting to do this way and definitely experimenting with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have something over here?
Yeah, this last part down here is for the applied energistics mod, you have to have pure quartz for some of the things, and there's nowhere to find pure quartz in the world. You have to create it, and the way you create it is you take and create these little quartz seeds and drop them in water. And when you drop them in water, they eventually grow into pure quartz. And the purpose of these crystal growth accelerators is to basically speed up the process. Otherwise, it can take an hour or 2 for them to fully generate. But these will actually apply power to the quartz crystals that are growing in the water and make them finish much quicker.
Okay, is that a renewable resource? Do you get more seeds out of that, or do you have to go back and make those again or get those again?
Yeah, it also effectively doubles the amount of quartz that you have. So for every 1 piece of quartz that you process, the pure quartz gives you 2.
Okay, so that's gonna be better for you. Although you are using more energy, and so you'll have to make up for that somehow, either with the wood over here or something like that. Do you have enough energy to go around just yet, or no?
Yeah, I have a pretty good amount of energy. And I have a storage cell if you want to come down here to my energy processing level.
Oh, wow. Look at this, guys.
Some charcoal in there. Right now I don't have charcoal being fed automatically into the machine. It's being manually fed by me.
Oh, but, really? You have to come down here every so often and refill that?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I haven't automated that part just yet.
You think that would be the first part you do, right? Because that's one of the most important things going down here, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I've got plenty of storage here so that I don't have to do it all that often. The machine itself has 4 slots for charcoal, and then I've got another 5 slots in the hopper.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so a lot of charcoal already in there. Oh, this is pretty cool. I like the illusion on it. And the fact that it's flashing, even though I doubt it's supposed to, that actually adds kind of a cool look to it as well.
Yeah, it's that visual glitch. I don't know what's going on here. It seems like it's just this mod pack has some weird to the video, the visual aspects.
Yeah, but only on certain little parts of it, so it's not the whole thing. Let's see, you got another level down here? Oh, you do got another level. Ooh, check that out. Magic and alchemy. So you haven't done too much down here, I can see.
No, not yet.
Is this going to be like your little study, or?
Yeah, careful, don't go down there. There's a drop right there.
Oh, okay.
It's not that far of a drop. But
are you going to be doing anything down there, or are you going to seal that up?
I'll eventually seal that up. Right now, I've got it kind of open, so I have access to the cave systems that are around here, so I can go and pick up resources.
Oh, and you got a you got an entrance up here as well. This is cool. I like how you left some of these open. You probably covered those up and then just remember that they're there, right?
Mostly, I'm just leaving them open for now, so I don't forget that they're there.
Right. But yeah, I like your play so far, man. It's coming along really well. And we've almost got you back to... Actually, I think you've gotten a few more things since the last server, so...
Not so much. Pretty much most of what I have here I already had on the other server. You didn't see some of it.
Oh,
because
okay.
I built it since last time you saw my house on the other server.
And then we lost that server, so I never got to see all your work, unfortunately. But yeah, it's looking really nice. I like these big, tall trees that you settled around. What made you pick this spot? What kind of drew you into this area?
Mostly just that it's got a nice flat area.
Oh, so most of this was here for you before you got here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you reshaped the land a little bit. And you got a nice little fishing hole over here, man.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. I like it. But again, guys, I think we're probably going to go ahead and call the episode here. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow the channel, guys, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure to leave those comments down below. Did you like what you saw? Did you like what Caf has done? Do you guys have any comments on it? Like, what would you have done? And was there any improvements or things that you kind of learned during this episode? I would love to hear your ideas, guys, and I know Caf does as well. But again, guys, we'll catch you next time.